Hey, everybody, welcome to Three Fat Truckers. We're your hosts. I'm Bill. Joining me, as always, are my two fantastic co hosts, Dave and Steve. How's it going, guys?
Good afternoon, my friends.
Good day. Enjoy the show, everyone.
Yeah, and also joining us on location. I say on location, right here in the same place that I do my magic.
On the 30th floor of the EI.
Yeah, the 30th floor of
No,
our
we're on the first floor
256 seat stadium.
in the basement of
Uh,
the garage.
we're joined by our associative producer, Mike. How's it going, Mike?
It's going good.
All right. I don't know what we're gonna do, but I guess we'll have some fun. What we're doing here is we're kind of testing out our hardware and our setup to get ready for what?
Mid America Truck Show.
That's it.
Mats.
Yeah, Mid America Truck Show in uh, Louisville, Kentucky, at the convention center, um, from March 30th till uh, April 1st. There's a link on our website, 3ftpodcast.org, to get VIP access. I don't know. Do we still have some tickets available on there?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Well, get them while the getting's good, I think. Um, but anyway, that's where we're going to be. So we're kind of here in my basement testing out the equipment that we're using to make sure that we can all record in the same place without the same audio fiasco that we experienced in the
You mean in the beginning when we
in,
were echo, 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 echo,
yeah.
and we
And
were buzz, 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 and all the wonderful noises of Steve scratching his nut.
but well, we had an echo because we were using separate streams, and our microphones were picking everybody up. We've got some more fancy equipment now than we did.
We've updated. Spent a little more money.
Yeah. So
We
it's
come around to the 22nd century
yeah.
instead of the 18. That cannon string was getting old.
Yoder ain't outside on the bicycle pedaling for the power, is he?
That's right. That's right. So, how was your guys' week this week? We doing good?
Nah, not bad, not bad at all. I had two boxes out to Allegheny and then two boxes out to Cape Girardeau. So my bunghole is sucking buttermilk right now.
Yeah,
I had,
we
I had about 20 boxes out to my truck yesterday, Bill.
was it. Yeah, carrying in and out. I know
I
how
don't
that
wanna
gets
hear it.
old. You know, you need to hire them guys 2 men in a truck.
Yeah, but when they show up, it's never 2 men. It's like
I know
four
it.
little Mexican guys.
Yeah, I always see 3 in the truck, and it always says 2 men. Apparently, they can't count.
Well, they're
They
kind of short.
put two boys together equal a man, and that's what they're doing.
2 guys working, 1 guy supervising government job. Is that how that works?
They got government plates on their
Right.
back.
2 men and a boy.
Yeah, that was a TV show.
And a half.
2.5 men. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it
that's
was.
another one too.
Yeah.
But looks like the equipment's working good, guys. I'm fairly
it is.
pleased. We could almost even turn me down a little bit. 'Cause, man, we are loud.
Is your
But
board
it's
hooked
good.
in there, Dave, with your rim
Yeah, we're
shot
using we
stuff?
actually all three of our microphones are plugged into that fancy board
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
of Dave's. So that's where our sound is coming from. Is Dave's got a fancy
When Dave was introduced, I didn't hear ching,
Gee,
rim shot there.
He's
I'm
behind.
I'm actually checking to see if I'm hooked up to it right now. Maybe we can do that because I haven't messed with that yet.
Oh, well, it just so happens that I can reach the knobs and you can't. So
You can turn me off.
There you go.
Yeah, if the phone one ain't pushed up, it ain't gonna work.
well, the Bluetooth one's pushed up.
Okay, then it might work.
Um,
Let me see if I'm even connected to it.
it'll be interesting, kids.
Hey, this is a learning process as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this show's part, anyway,
Look, it's working. It's even connected.
There you go. For this show's part, what?
okay, so this is episode 28, recorded on the 25th of February, 2023. Show notes will be on the website. Maybe. I'm kind of tired.
We got a little
Timing's everything.
Oh my God.
That worked way too good.
down.
Wow. Better set that down.
Where can you find us, Bill?
You can find us at 3ftpodcast.org. Email the show at 3ftpodcast.org. We're on all the socials. Discord, Twitter, Facebook, especially Facebook, for God's sake. Facebook is the internet, isn't it?
Pretty much.
And we can't stress this point enough. March 30th through April 1st. What's the booth number, Dave?
The booth number is 60057.
Right on.
Let's do another test while we're doing this.
What we tested, Dave?
We're just testing our equipment during a show so we can see how good we are, how good we're not, It's all good.
It is what it is.
Got a joke for you, Dave.
Yes, sir.
This little boy comes walking in the barber shop, and the barber sees him walk in, and he talks to the gentleman. He's cutting his hair. He says, "This is the dumbest kid I've ever met." He goes, "Watch, I'll show you." He takes 2 quarters in one hand and $1 in the other. The little boy comes. He goes to the little boy, "Come over." He says, "Which one you want?" The little boy says, "I want the 2 quarters." Takes 2 quarters and leaves. Barber looks at the guy, says, "See what I mean? He's the dumbest kid I've ever seen." The guy gets done getting his hair cut, and he goes down the street and sees a little boy ducking the ice cream shop. Comes out with an ice cream cone. That guy says, "Hey," he says, "Why'd you take the 2 quarters instead of the $1?" The little boy looks at the guy and says, "As soon as I take the $1, the game's over."
The game is
Keeps getting quarters every time he comes in. for free
Yeah.
ice cream.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Well done.
It's clean. I don't know too many clean jokes, fellas.
Well, I just sent out a text since we're
Who'd
doing
you send
huh?
Who'd you send it to?
I sent it to my brother and told him to give me a call, and if he can call, we'll see how our call-in feature works.
Oh boy.
So
You need to find out when I get my $20 from Kim.
yeah, that's true. You can ask about that because Kim's usually with him on Saturday morning. These guys have a running bet going with anything Ohio State. So
I think she's losing. I got $20 from her last year, and then she won for me. We got even, and then she's still in the hole.
yeah, that's how it usually works. So that's how it usually works. Speaking of
What,
hole,
her in the
hey,
hole?
hey Bill, what'd you think of the Super Bowl? Did you like that halftime show? I haven't been on here since then. have we?
It was amazing. I didn't see it.
Hey, Bill,
I
know
don't get
that.
into the sports ball.
I love sports, and I didn't watch any of it.
I was a little bored by it until the very end. So I didn't think it was a good game and everything. And it turned out not how I expected, but I did.
Take that back. I turned it on when the halftime just started and watched Rihanna for I don't know. 3
Did you
minutes.
enjoy that?
I
I
shut
didn't.
off.
I wasn't impressed with the show. I mean, it was all right.
Everybody criticizing her on all the.
Well, she's pregnant. I mean,
She's
that's
grabbing her crotch and smelling her hand the whole time.
well.
You see the stories about that.
We were talking about that yesterday. Yesterday, I think they were talking about Hooters. Hooters, has kind of fell off and not as big as it used to be. And come to find out, the millennials are not big into boobs. So Hooters is coming back with new menus, and yeah, the millennials are
The other restaurant, Dave.
ruin all the old good restaurants.
Remember Tilda Kilt? That one came out after that. with the-
Yeah, I haven't heard much about Tilt-A-Kilt,
I
but
think millennials like boobs. They just don't want to admit that they're objectifying.
oh, you mean like their parents?
Well,
millennials were ever on the tip for that long to have to worry about it.
Give me some more microphone gain, Steve. if
Yeah, you
don't-
fed enough.
All the way up, dude. That's where it is every time you tell me to turn it up.
Well, don't back away then.
Back here.
Oh, I know what the problem is. We forgot to have you go to Chromium. You're
Yeah,
on
I'm still on.
Firefox.
Still.
Yeah. Oh crap. Okay. Never mind. It is what it is. We'll fix it next
I
time.
thought about that one already got started today, and I haven't had a chance. So
You know, your mic looks nice and yellow. Mike,
I changed it just today for you.
Mike
Yeah,
needs to slide his over. He's got a nice red one on there, but you
Well, I
can't
got-
see his.
I got color. I got more colors today. I'm bringing
He's
them
got
all.
a bag full of those things.
That's
Don't
right.
call him a bag, Christ. We know he's an old
A
bag.
sack, not a bag.
I'll sack you.
Eh,
What you got on him? Well, I guess you said you went to Allegheny twice. Where'd you go this week, Dave?
I had a short week. I did California 2 weeks ago, and then spent the last show out on the road and worked through the weekend, and then got back and turned around and did a Florida, and then got back, and then I did a Hartselle, Alabama, and then I got a 4-day weekend this week. Well, 3.5-day weekend this weekend. I took yesterday off because we did the old doctor run, you know, the old yearly, go through all that happy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. And it has nothing to do with CDL. It's just called the yearly doctor run. So you
Blood
can have
work.
your,
Blood work.
yeah, blood work, you know, all the whole things.
They
Yeah.
don't get you don't get the finger no more, do you? They stopped doing that.
Yeah, now they like to poke you with the camera. So they want to
They
see.
want to
what-
send you to that proctologist.
Yeah.
yeah. In fact, I got to make an appointment to get a camera shoved up my ass.
It's always one of them where they get it done. You're like, well, like we found the chewing gum you swallowed when you were 7.
Yeah, yeah. It's called a bum.
You know,
Camera up the bum.
I feel 10 pounds lighter.
So everything
It's
come out.
It's the initial cleanse, isn't it?
Yeah. So I had a pretty good blood pressure was really good. I had a pretty good couple not so good need to work on, but it has something to do with this good looking, sexy, fat body, you know. That's hard to get away from.
Yeah, I'm having trouble concentrating right now. to
I
be
know
honest.
it.
He's off in my periphery over here, and I got to keep
It's
looking
tough.
at the screen.
It's
to
tough. So
It's just oozing off of him in the middle.
it's just
tell you what, it's almost too much.
You
I
know
was gonna
that
say
if Dave loses weight, you got to change the name to 2.5 Fat Truckers.
I think we're safe.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it. It's gonna take a lot of weight off before we get down to a half.
Because even I'm one of those guys. Even if I'm thin, I'm fat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It
Well, I
just-
can remember looking back, like in high school. Okay, I mean it's been a long time ago, but like my sophomore year I was 260 pounds. Okay, my junior year I was 185 for
My
wrestling.
freshman year, I was 206.
But when I look at myself in pictures at 185, I'm like, God, you still look fat.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wasn't real fat then, but
And I'd die right now just to be 200, man.
and it would kill you to be 200. Yeah,
Oh, I guess.
but it is. You know, that's some of the stuff. I was thinking about some of the old stuff this week, and I had one I wanted to bring up for the show, and I should have wrote it down because my memory is about as long as my wing, because I can't remember nothing now.
Dave Heimer's kicking in.
I know it. It's just I drive around lost all week, and then somebody calls me up, tells me which way home. So
Somehow he makes it all the way to California and back,
amazing.
and I worry sometimes, but he always makes it back.
I gotta go to Milford
Put
Monday.
some tags in his underwear just in case he got lost. Somebody found him. We could get him back. You know.
I got my name. I made my daughter. I actually did this.
One of them bracelets that got your information on it,
No, we're a little more high tech. I got one of the.
or did they chip you like the dog?
That's what I got. Yeah, I got one of them AirPods put in my butt.
We just at the vet not that long ago. They just shoot it in the back of your neck, grab the nape of your neck, Dave, and pull it up and shoot it back here. You're all set.
Yeah, yeah. I got one in my wallet, so if I leave it in somewhere, I'm fine. But usually, Mike and my daughter can usually find me if I'm lost out.
Some
And over in
locator on the phone, don't they?
yeah. As long as I keep the phone, I'm good. So.
His phone's in the driveway in the pickup. I don't know where he's at.
Pickup's gone. Phone's in the driveway. I don't know what happened to him.
Spent 4 days at Riley's parking lot.
No, Bill, you're gonna see on them Electric Indian information signs on 69 a silver alert for Burgundy Gladiator.
Thank God they
Well.
can track our semis too and trailers now.
Well, there you go.
It finally happened.
Uh,
Oh, we got some notes here. Who did this? Okay. Yeah.
Mid-America. Oh,
Mid America Truck Show's coming up, guys. You know that?
Something about the March 30th,
Right.
31st.
Oh, by the way,
31st?
I looked at a little air pressure sensor, AirTech, I think it was called, on Facebook, and next thing I know, I get a phone call from these people. Hi, we're AirTech. You know, I see you was looking at our any questions. And, no, I was just checking out.
I'd ask him how the hell you got my number.
Well, I had enough information in there. It hit it and it saved it. So, and they called me back, and so I'm talking to him, and I'm like, okay, it sounds pretty good. And he liked my questions and stuff. I said, by any chance you guys going to be at the Mid America Truck Show? And he goes, well, yeah, we're going to be there. I said, well, good. I'll come over and see you. He says, oh, you coming down to the show? I said, well, actually, we have a booth. We're set up there too. And he proceeded to ask me, and I told him it was 3 fat truckers, and he immediately went online and found us and goes, wow, what kind of audience you guys got? And I go, well,
No idea.
we're building it just like everybody else, trying to get out there and get going. That's why we're doing the show. And he says, well, I like this. I'm gonna come down there and catch you guys and talk to you. And I said, well, there you go. Said, we're always looking for sponsorships. And by the way, we did pick up one sponsor for the show. We're going to do a little bit of Riley Trucking is sponsoring us on down at the show this year. So we
Doing
got
a little networking, Bill. That's what you call that in the business.
Yeah.
we got a little bit of what?
Yeah. Networking.
Yeah, a little bit of networking, getting that in, and I'm excited for it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Mike had a little talk this week, and Mike ordered us some stools because I know 4 fat guys ain't gonna be able to stand 8 hours a day for 4 days straight. And
I got some pretty decent. I'll show you once they come in, but I think they'll be pretty neat.
okay, we got some good stuff. We got some giveaways we're gonna give, some bags and some other stuff, and possibly a little game or two to play just to get people's attention. So hopefully everything works out well.
Disappointed that the poop buckets fell through, though. That'd been cool to have our pictures on the bottom of a bucket for people to
Well, we still may build one for a
prototype, and then
just
that could be like the grand prize last day.
grand prize last day.
Hey, how about some interesting statistics on this show?
What's that?
So I'm looking at the YouTube statistics right now, and it looks like we've got 76 views in the last 28 days. Now that's not. So episode 27, which was the last one we did, that's got 27 views. 26 is episode 26 for some reason. That's got by far more views than many of the others. I wonder, what did we talk about on 26? That
Oh no, I went back to them before, and we've had 400 or 500 for. It just depends. which
Yeah.
episode has been.
It I wasn't that our New Year's Eve show.
no, I don't think so.
26.
Oh,
But let me.
So
but we're getting out there. We're getting downloads. We're getting noticed slowly by bit. But they say don't get no hurry in this business. We gotta network with people, and that's hopefully what this truck show does. By the way, Steve, I don't know if we told you, but we are now the proud owners of .net, .com, .org. So
Yeah.
we
Okay.
I didn't really. I tried to do a little research there on my other trucker to see if he was going to be at the truck show, and I couldn't find.
He was there last year, but I don't know if he'll be there this year. I'll send him an email and see if I can get a response out of him. But
So our audio only has got 4,297 downloads total.
Alright.
Average for each episode 218. Average weekly downloads 196.
yeah, we need to get them numbers up.
I mean,
But that ain't bad.
We're trying.
Not bad for
Let's
half.
get what you got here, Dave, on your notes that you got up here for teenage or something.
Well, yeah, I was going through the notes and I was looking at stories on, of course, as where I find most of my stuff. I usually try to
CDL
find,
life.
yeah, I'll go to CDL.com because they keep me informed. Plus, I have their app on my phone now, and I can see stuff come up. But here, this guy was. Well, I'll let Bill do the story. Go ahead and do the story, Bill. And I'll
okay,
put my little
so
compliment at the bottom. So,
teenager dies crashing into the side of a rig during pass attempt, and this is by who? I've got the.
oh yeah,
Oh wait, hold on. CDL Life. This is from
yeah, it's
Life.
CDL Life. It didn't pop up.
All right. Anyway, reading on, a teenager is dead after crashing into the side of a semi truck while attempting to pass another car. The accident happened just before 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, February 23rd in Auburn, Washington. According to KATU 2, two vehicles were heading north on West Valley Highway when the teenage motorist tried to pass the motorist. As he was attempting to pass, a semi truck was pulling out of the driveway on the east side of the road and turned into the path of the teenage motorist. Oh gosh, how many times have I seen something like this happen?
Exactly.
Yeah, go check this out in the show notes. I'll have this on the website. Um, the motorist then crashed into the side of the semi truck, sending the car beneath the trailer. The teenager died at the scene. The road between 15th Street Northwest and 37th was closed for over an hour. The investigation is ongoing. Dave, I think
No, this
the
is
in,
mine. You know when you have the what do they call those stupid things where you stand up there and read off of them?
Soapbox.
The what?
teleprompter.
Yeah. Teleprompter, and you're supposed to stop at that point. I should have put stop, don't read, but
Then he did Biden and said stop, don't read.
yeah, and then Bill said stop, don't read.
I knew I wasn't supposed to read that, but I was.
I know you're just messing around because that's
Just,
how we do things on this show.
That is exactly how we
right.
do
We
things
do
on
not
this
make
show.
it easy for
Yuck,
no.
yuck, right?
Nobody's getting a free ride on this show. Are you kidding me?
You think you are? No. When I seen this story, I'm upset that the young man died over this. Stupid moves, living stupid in head. But what really pisses me off about this story is the amount of crap that the driver is put through because they hold us to a higher standard and we have to do everything. He will have to go take a urine test. He will have to be tested for drugs. He's going to have to go through all kinds of loops, accident report, insurance calls, everything else.
Boxes, everything that's any paperwork he has.
Right. They're gonna go through the truck, search for him just doing his job, pulling out of a property or location that had nothing to do with him. He had nothing in this world but the trauma that he's going to have to go through of knowing a guy died under his trailer and all the stuff. I think it's so. I don't really want to call it unfair.
There's all sorts of other stuff hooked to it.
Right. Most people don't have a clue on how bad it has got out here for people that truck drivers have to go through on just even a minor accident, what you have to deal with and stuff, but let alone a critical one. So that was my biggest complaint. That's the first thought I had when I seen this.
And mind you, there are, how do I put this so everybody don't get pissed off about it? There are drivers that are.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
Well,
piss them off.
Remember, our disclaimer: we're not here to offend anybody. We're here to offend everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drivers that are green, rookies that haven't been out here long, that drive aggressively and don't pay attention, and are the ones that are in wrecks and causing wrecks that bring it to the public's attention more often than not. It's not the seasoned driver that's been out here for 20, 30, 40 years that has, 3, 5, 6 million miles accident free and stuff. When you see
Mhm.
these wrecks, the public sees a wreck and it's the whole trucking industry, and it's not
Yeah.
like that.
It's just
Yeah.
like the SUV. You get into a wreck and they always say, "Oh, he was driving an SUV," so automatically SUVs are going out there
Yeah.
killing people.
Society always lumps it. If it's one
Right.
thing, it's all lumped together. Even if
But-
it's just, you know, a slim 5% of that majority, of that occupation or that vehicle or whatever.
Steve, that is so funny because what you just brought up about drivers not paying attention, new guys, ties perfectly into the second story.
Rock and roll, Bill.
Jump on that, Bill.
Yeah, as they referenced here, one tractor trailer drives onto the trailer of another in California, and this is
He was trying to get better mileage, I think.
how many times have I considered that? Like, man, I could
No,
just drive right up
You
on this
see
thing,
them
and
little things on Facebook or TikTok where it'll be a car hauler or a wedge, and the guy's behind him on his motorcycle thinking, "I can do this."
Yeah.
you
Yes.
literally have to fight the urge.
Because you watch too many stuntman movies.
Right.
It's kind of like riding your motorcycle in the country and the sprayer goes by and it's like, boy, I know I can fit under him. I'm going to try this.
Yeah, well, this article is according to the Trucker News staff, Dateline February 10th, 2022. February 10th, 2022, really? Okay, so a collision
Yesterday.
between
I typed that wrong, didn't I? So
so it is supposed to be
23,
2023?
yeah.
Okay. I thought, man,
I moved it. And
I know we're behind, man,
No,
but
no,
we
no,
can
I'm
put a little
sorry.
effort in.
No, I moved.
Usually only like a week, Bill, not a month or a year.
Yeah. A collision between two tractor trailers closed part of Interstate 5 north of Santa Clara, California, Wednesday, February 9th. The crash occurred on the northbound side of the highway at about 11 a.m. The California Highway Patrol confirmed that one tractor trailer drove partway up the empty flatbed trailer of another tractor trailer on the highway ahead of it. No injuries were reported. The CHP did not say what prompted the collision. Well, we just described what prompted the
We
collision.
know what.
Just not paying attention.
I think somebody got double dog dared, and
And you think about this though. And you guys were driving, 20 years ago. Did you have a cell phone in your truck?
oh no.
No.
Well,
If
20
had
years
to-
ago, yeah,
if you had to make a phone call, you had to stop, find a payphone,
they didn't
have
work
your
very well.
calling card out, dial 20 friggin' numbers. If you missed one, start all over.
Don't
Do
you
a
remember
check
the
call
nights?
twice a day to your dispatcher at 10 a.m. and 2 a.m.
Don't you remember going into the truck stop and they had the payphone at the table on
Yep,
the
and you had the
fancy
little
ones?
closets with the payphones in them. It was private.
Oh, it used to be priceless to sit there and eat your dinner and listen to one of them drivers
Right.
call out as dispatcher.
But we didn't have all the distractions you got now. I mean, you had a CB, and nobody uses a CB anymore.
No,
That
no.
was all that was in the truck was a CB,
Yeah.
and you was lucky to have an FM radio. I mean,
And for good, buddy.
yeah.
I
And-
had me an
Did
80.
he really just
Track,
do
and
that?
they was starting to put cassettes.
We're gonna let that go, Steve. You gonna let that go?
And for back door.
Fuel tank Frank,
Fuel tank Frank, Strawberry Cowboy.
Lavender Larry.
There
But,
you
They call me Rhode Island Rump Ranger,
have all
looking
those
for a truck
distractions.
driving man.
the best distraction that you could have was somebody going by you and flashing their boobs at you.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
There must not be any boobs anymore.
All these
Millennials don't like boobs. That's why they quit going to Hooters.
I remember seeing guys go by me with towels on their head, laptop on the dash,
This is no good.
No good.
watching
You,
them.
you are sitting there talking about something you know nothing about. This is no good. You know something about the foreigners, don't you, Mike?
Oh, a little bit.
You get a few of them coming in there. So
About half.
Mike works at Scale House at one of our customers.
How many times have you had a truck pass you, Bill? It's got a laptop sitting on their dash watching a movie as they're going down the road.
Oh, I mean, at nighttime they'll have it up on. They'll have one of their big
lights up the
phones or
whole
whatever,
can.
and they're sitting there watching YouTube or something going down the road.
Have a cop in the middle. They don't pull out or nothing.
They don't even bother trying to hide it anymore.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They'll have it sitting in the seat beside them. And
I
looking over there
I
instead of-
remember in the 80s, having a little 9-inch TV and trying to do it, and got freaked out because the light off of it lit
Black
the
and
whole
white,
cab up.
Black and white.
What?
TV.
I had a 13-inch.
13.
He was a rich
13.
trucker.
Wow.
Look at
wow.
here. Had the
He had DVD
VCR.
in it.
Had VCR built into it.
VCR.
What's a
VCR,
VCR?
It
13
weighed
inch.
like 200 pounds, didn't it?
Well, I had it strapped down real nice and pretty, but I mean, nobody had a 13-inch.
13-inch. My God, that's a passenger.
So you was inviting other drivers to sit in your truck with you and watch TV, weren't you, Bill?
Man, I used to have
Actually,
a lot
I
of
did.
lizards sit over there and hold it for me.
I was different in those days. I would invite people, hey, I got this movie, you want to come watch it? And I
Ooh.
think about that now, and I'm like, man, you might end up in the
Yeah,
middle of an awkward situation.
Really naive when he started driving, because my favorite story is the best one that he's naive about.
What's that?
Oh, when is the trucking buddy?
Hey, Bill! At the rest area.
Oh God!
We ain't gonna go there, but that's my favorite.
A moment of silence for my old friend
Snowman. What's that?
Snowman.
Yeah.
Wanted to bring him on the show some months back, and I went looking for him, and I guess I'd gone too long without talking to him because he'd passed away. Well, he had been off the road since 2002, and because of some
I
heart
think
problems.
Jerry Reed just passed away not too long ago. What do you mean, 2000?
Really?
Snowman.
Oh, that was.
Come on, that was a good joke. You should have caught it, both of you. Nothing.
And then Bill.
I'm gonna
I
give
hear-
I'm gonna
I
give
hear-
you the millennial look.
I hear crickets. Snowman, Smokey and the Bandit. Nothing.
Yeah, right.
Nothing.
I don't know where we at on time, Bill. I didn't
We're about 6 and a
32
half.
minutes.
32 in.
Yeah, you ain't getting out of
I
here
put
early
on
today.
here, this is good. I think you guys be able to fill the rest of the time just talking about taking turns on all this. It's getting
What?
to be vacation time. That
You
time
mean the
of
zipper effect?
year. Yeah, something like that. There's a little bit of rust in yours from urine, but I'm not gonna say nothing. It's that time of year where people start to do their vacations and stuff. Maybe think about it. Well, some of
Down
my-
there where I see flowers blooming. We still got snow up here.
Yeah. Well, I have one buddy. He's up in Michigan right now going snowmobiling. He was waiting for the snow. And they finally
Yep.
got it. Yeah. But whose phone's ringing?
Yours, because I don't hear nothing. You hear anything?
We don't have none in our house.
Well, somebody left one.
But anyways, forgot where I was losing track of my train jumped the track.
Vacations are starting.
I got family that's on vacation right now.
Right.
They went to Hawaii or whatever. All of them.
Well, that ain't a vacation. That's a life-changing.
Seeing pictures on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty nice. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, vacations. The vacations, I remember vacations because the ones that you took when you were a kid with your parents versus now with your own kids and family. Talk a little about them. Were they fun, dumb, exciting, memorable? Were they good times? Was there scary times? Did you actually have time to take a vacation? Were you working 24/7, 365? That's about the way I was for quite a few years. I never took a vacation. Any of them that left you in awe, or sometimes something you won't ever forget about a vacation, or
Well, one thing I did
one that
teach,
had a life lesson?
one thing I did teach the kids, we would ask them, well, what do you want for Christmas? And they go, well, I want this, and this. And I go, okay. So the next year I said, so what'd you get for Christmas last year? Oh, I don't know.
Yep.
Oh, then we started doing trips. And I was like, where did we go last year? Well, we went to Myrtle Beach and we went to, Panama City. How come you can remember what we did, but you don't remember what I bought you?
Yep.
And they said, yeah. So why don't we, instead of spending a lot of money on buying for Christmas, let's go do things, because people will remember doing things and having a better time than actually buying things. Buying things is fun for 30 seconds. And then you go, I got it, and you use it, and then you play in the box,
Well, this year I said sometimes it's just the drive that takes you there, being in the car or truck for hours on end, traveling with your family.
I gotta pee. I gotta pee. I gotta pee.
Breaks
I gotta
20
pee.
miles, or she's
Are
touching
we
me.
there
every
yet? Are we
second.
there yet? She's
And we can't forget the road games we all played, like the license plate game,
Pear Deal.
the alphabet game, and everyone's favorite. What's that smell? Or you
No,
might know it as who farted.
who farted?
Hoping you had the control of the window locks.
I like the slug bug. Every time you see
Oh
the
yeah,
slug bug,
yeah,
punch
man.
my sister right in the arm. Volkswagen, boom.
And one of these is sure to be on point topic to discuss. But a lot of you drivers out there with a know when you see a SUV or a four-door truck passes you with a load of people or a camper or a boat behind it, that's what's happening right beside you going down the road. Family
Mhm.
making memories and hopefully doing it in a safe manner out there. We all know that there's the ones that don't pay attention. So we have to go above and beyond our normal duties to make sure we ourselves and those out there on the road creating those fun memories with their families and make it back home safe to tell their tales of fun and adventure to their friends and family.
Buzzkill.
Yeah. So let's keep a mindful eye for those wandering out there, out of their lane, going slow on interstate, cutting you off, not merging correctly, and plain just not paying attention. We've all been there going down the road, yelling at our kids in the back seat, having the night navigator, aka wife, not paying attention. There's many distractions out there, we all know. Please be a friend to those not so blessed to handle this while driving so we all make it home safe. Stay safe, everyone. Safe travels, and let's make many, many stories to share, passed down to future generations. And God bless. So,
But they don't get to
what
sit
was
in the
your
back window like
memorable
you did.
vacation, Bill? Either with you and your family or your parents when you was a kid. What one sticks out to you? That's probably a funny story or just a good story.
Laying in the back window and dad hit the brakes and flying up and hitting mom in the back of the head. Man, that was fun back in the day.
Well, I don't have a lot of vacation memories, honestly.
That's what I mean. I worked a lot. We
Yeah,
went
I mean that's a thing, but my parents just never went anywhere. They never had any
Did you guys
desire
not
to
do
go
like a
anywhere.
Cedar Point or Kings, a theme
Yeah,
park?
we went to Kings Island one year because Dad won some tickets,
They were
and
free.
we we rode no rides. We walked around for about an hour. Yeah, because Dad wouldn't stand in line and he
Well,
wouldn't
sit and
wait.
watch. Well, you ride the ride.
No, he wouldn't sit and wait. He didn't want to wait. So
You poor kid. Want me to
yeah,
take you? I'll take you to Cedar Point if you want, little feller.
I've been to these places since I've
Oh,
been,
an adult.
an adult, and like I found out when I grew up that people actually go places and do things. Um, it's no wonder I ended up driving truck because I've got memories of high school. High school I went to the study hall was upstairs and it was on like a veranda that overlooked the library. And during study hall, there was these spiral staircases that went down to the library first floor. And I used to just go down there and look at the atlases, the maps at all the places that I could go because that's all I wanted to do was go somewhere.
That's what I would do during class. Sit there and look at the book. Is there a map in here? Can I look
Yeah,
at something?
I've always been
Love looking at
fascinated with
maps.
maps and going places and that, and then lo and behold, it all manifested the way it did. But
My funniest vacation memory of not so good was we went to Disney World in '66, right when Disneyland opened in Florida. The whole park wasn't open yet. Even, well, 2000 Leaps Under the Sea wasn't open yet, but I remember us being there all day. We had a 1972. No, this was
not in
before.
60.
No, we went in 60. I'm trying
Yeah,
to think of what
yeah,
car.
you
It,
took that 72 Rambler
no. We had
back in
a
'66.
my that was the second trip we took to Florida within the 72.
Let's get it straight, Dave.
Well, I was in first grade, so that'd be 66.
Good Lord.
But Disney World didn't
Back when
open
everything was
until
black and white.
68. So it just opened. And I remember Dad getting, after us being there all day, Dad went out, got in the car with a pair of shorts on, and sat on the metal belt buckle to buckle your seat. I never see. He got
Ooh-wee.
first-degree burns on his leg from that thing. You want to see somebody come out of a car mad and hot? Ooh.
Oh man, Now that is funny, and I probably would have been in trouble for laughing. Because
Oh,
he'd have told me to stop, and I wouldn't have been able to stop.
we
Well,
would
I
every
can.
went on vacation. I would get a hot dog, and when I would go to put ketchup on it, I don't know how, but every time either the squirt bottle would have an air pocket in it, but it would hit
I
the
know where
hot
this is
dog
going.
and then hit me. I could not have a shirt and didn't have a ketchup stain on it. My dad used to just burn his butt about that.
I can remember. We did take vacations for years, and when I was still married, my wife decided, hey, she's gonna plan this vacation. The kids were like between 9 and, or maybe 8 and 11, 8 and 12, and she planned the vacation, and I had a Ford Excursion, big SUV, and we went from Indiana to St. Louis to Colorado, up to Yellowstone, over to South Dakota to Mount Rushmore, and then back home. So you can tell a truck driver didn't plan the vacation to drive 3,000 miles on his week off.
Right.
So I did all the driving.
Didn't bother you a bit.
Finally, no, I was tired. And you could tell that my wife was married to a truck driver because I said, hey, I need you to drive. I'm going to crawl in the very back and take a nap. We're up in South Dakota running across 90, and I'm in the back sleeping, and I feel the truck shaking and stuff. I look up, wake up, and I look, and she is on the back of a bull rack 10 feet off the back of it. And the speedometer is pegged 90. And I said, what do you, she wasn't in the sweet spot, so the air was smacking us all around.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck are you doing? She goes, I got a front door. And she's white knuckling the wheel, man. And she is on that bull rack 90 some mile an hour. And she goes, well, all I know is it keeps raining. I said, that ain't rain, it's piss.
Oh
I said, I
no.
wonder why the damn truck started stinking. I said, back off. She gets backed off.
That'll
We hit the next
clean off.
exit. I get out. The whole roof and everything's just covered in shit and piss.
Was it pigs or
No, cows. And I'm
would
like,
have been worse if it was pigs?
oh, it's terrible. But she's like, I got a front door. I'm like, get the hell off of his ass.
Got a front door.
It was funny, but it stunk.
She apparently didn't know what a front door was.
Oh no, she was. I mean, that truck didn't know she was behind him. I swear to God, she was so close, running that fast.
That is too funny.
Oh, it was terrible. Scared me to death.
Well, I noticed when I was married and we bought our camper, is when we started doing vacations with the kids, and I got to say those were some good times because us and two other families would go, and Bill, I didn't do it. Don't look at me like I was,
Looks like he's missing something. What happened?
No, I was just seeing what microphones he was using. I was trying not to disrupt the show,
Oh, you're good.
but it didn't matter.
You look at me like I'm in the hallway. I didn't do nothing.
Are those the microphones that Bruce gave you?
One of them is.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they're old ones. There's one of them's my old one. One of them's a new one, and then there's three old ones. We got some good mic. They're why they sound
Is that
okay.
the one Mike? Yeah. Well, is that the one Mike's using? Is one of the old ones or what?
No, I think Mike has the new one. It's got the red ball.
He said a lot, so how would you know? Speak up, Mike.
I don't know what to say. You
Hey,
guys
Mike.
covered
knock,
it all.
Knock, knock.
Who is there?
Closer.
Yeah.
I better not do that one. Dave said not to cuss.
You want that about 3 inches from your mouth.
That's what she said.
That's if I talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you're clearly trying to avoid doing.
You guys are doing a fine job.
We are. Well, we're experienced now. We're experienced podcasters.
See, as like Steve would do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well.
So, was there any vacations with your own family, Bill?
Okay.
that
So
you guys went on? Have you went down there with the kids? With the replacement kids or the originals, either ones?
well, not much since we've had the kids because in order to get by on one income, you got to sacrifice quite a bit. We take day trips and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
We went down to Lexington to visit my
Your
sister. But the last trip the wife and I took, and I'm fairly certain it was the trip where the oldest of our kids was conceived. Was a trip down to Bloomington. I don't know if I've told you guys about this friend of mine I've got down there. Took off for college when we graduated high school. Never came home, and he lives down there to this day. Um, he was going for a degree in computers networking, and now he's one of the network administrators for the library, the IU library, and he never even finished his degree. So we would go down there and visit, and that's been yeah. You got me thinking now. We need to take a vacation because that
Well, it's a good
was
time of year.
14, 15 years, no, 16 years ago.
There's one
Well,
here. Verna's
tell
taking a
you.
vacation.
We got one coming up here, March 30th.
Yeah, we got our truck show coming, and
So,
I'm gonna see if I can take my vacation time. I haven't done it yet, probably because I'm afraid of her saying no or having to.
Oh, they
Well,
give Clyde
Bill.
his a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So you
Yeah, but see, Clyde gets things like new trucks and stuff.
okay? Just between you and me and the 6 people listening to us,
Be careful.
I think the truck's kind of ugly.
I don't know. It's that same style you
It
had,
looks just
Steve.
like Jeff's.
It's got the elongated headlights. That's not a 379, Pete, is it?
Yeah, it is.
What was
No.
yours?
you got a new
I-
truck?
Yeah, yeah. You got a new truck.
Another
No,
one,
it's a new used one.
It's a
Where did he bring it
2022. So
huh? No.
big old Pete.
Somebody's got some chrome knee pads, I guess.
I mean, come on, man. But they were talking about giving me his
Well-
little truck, but it's
Well,
too heavy.
the reason why is he's got 500,000 now on his. They had to do the exhaust on it, and just running California, he wanted to put him in a less mile truck. Which makes sense. So they put him in. This one's only got 80,000 on it, so it's basically new.
I don't think I've ever had a truck that new. No, I take that back. I had a Centric. I had
I've
a
got 7 brand new trucks, Bill.
I had a '97 when Freightliner was making the Century class. I got a brand new '97 because it had that. There was this transmission for a little while in the late '90s. It was made by Rockwell. It was called an ESS, and what it was basically was a straight 10,
Mm-hmm.
but it had this cool high-tech feature where you had an on-off switch, and then you had the range selector, but then that range selector had a toggle in both directions. What that toggle would do, let's say you're in the big hole and you're getting ready to go up a hill and you start losing RPMs, you flip that range selector
Force
down.
overdrive.
Well, no, you put that switch down and then you hit the toggle going down, and it would release the gear pressure enough for you to slide it out of gear. Now, you're not touching any pedals. Slide it out of gear, and then the computer would rev the engine up and then hold it at the perfect RPM to slide it into the next gear down. And then the cruise control would pick back up. And I loved it. But they bought 4 of these things, and they were having trouble getting people to drive them because they were something different.
Mm.
And the Rockwells were always kind of a little bit tighter than the Eaton Fuller. So, what you got? Somebody burning a Roman candle in front of you? It got loud all of a sudden. I wonder.
I don't know. Where we at on time, bud boy?
49 minutes.
Wow. We started really late.
What time is it?
20 after.
Oh yeah, I got 10 after. Or is that 19? 20 after 11.
Mm.
Dang. So what are you doing this week? Have you picked any more lockers up?
Uh,
By the
might-
way,
might be.
our co-buddy has entered the storage war
I'm
game.
storage war in it. Yeah, it's been the last one was very, very prosperous.
Did you do good on that one?
Oh yeah,
Even with the mileage of running all over?
Yep.
Well, at least you got to come up here and see us.
Got rid of a Rolex and a bunch of guitars, and yeah.
Well, that's good. So,
So
Your audio just fixed itself all of a sudden.
whose?
Yours.
Why is that?
Well, I was trying. I got this feature here that turns off the noise suppression, which is the noise suppression is what's causing you to get washed out. But it wasn't taking, and then all of a sudden, just a minute ago, it just all of a sudden let
Oh,
loose.
you went extremely loud. We could hear
Yeah,
everything in your house.
I had to
going
turn
on.
it back down because
Well, was it because I did this here? Does that change? Hello.
No, keep talking. We'll find out.
No, I was doing something
I
on the screen here, and, and that's when you said it changed, and I didn't know.
what's on the screen.
Nothing's on the screen now. I was at the icons below. I was going to go in and type a chat thing to you without saying it to everybody else, and
No,
hit the
it
wrong
sounds
screen.
good right now.
Yeah,
You sound wonderful.
No.
Wonderful.
yeah. Too bad we couldn't have that 50 minutes and 58 seconds ago.
Don't be that way about it. Come on, it ain't
Oh,
that.
let's do a 2-hour show now. Then.
We can do another 2 hour show.
I got,
We sit
I
here
got stuff
till
I
noon.
got to do. That's what I was trying to figure out what time it was already.
What you making us for lunch, Steve? I could use a brisket
There
sandwich.
ain't no lunch today. We got
No
work
lunch.
today. Work.
Work.
Well,
What are we working on?
Did So you said your dad never did? Did he ever do a vacation? Or
when I guess there's a lot of pictures from when before I was born. He went on a lot of hunting trips and things like that, and a lot of stuff with the family, the extended family, and all that. And then once I came along, it seems like the participation just bottomed out. And of course, now I know there's a story where my grandfather at some point got irritated with dad because he wanted dad to tell me the truth about who I was, and dad wasn't having it, and so he just stopped
Well, you,
participating
we
in
need to
that.
tell everybody that
you
that
kind of
Bill
need to
was
put a little more information
Okay,
out there.
so
Bill was originally a girl, and they had to.
I
Right.
don't think they did a very good
They
job.
held his nose and blew and put a stem on the apple.
It blew all his hair off and knocked his teeth out.
Out, and I don't know.
Oh, screw you! You're cool. Uh,
No,
um,
Bill found out that he was adopted at what 50? How old was you?
45.
The store
45 years
the
old.
wrong door, and
Now
Yeah.
my parents were gone for about, I think dad was gone for 2 years by this time.
Took
And
it to his grave.
both parents took it to the grave.
Bill could write a small little paperback novel on this, probably.
Yeah,
And
because
it's interesting. I mean, just what he's told me. I mean, I'm like, wow.
I grew up an only child, and it was all just stay home,
he looked like the FedEx driver. Nobody could figure out.
It
Well,
was the milkman, Dave. Get it right.
I
yeah,
just
that's right. UPS then.
But there's
Mailman.
something I remember seeing the shows where people describe this saying, "Well, you always know something ain't right." It's true. But you don't. For me, it's like I look back on the way I felt growing up, and it just something wasn't right. And then at some point, I remember when I was a teenager, noticing that there was no pictures of mom pregnant,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
and I mentioned
Once
it,
you
and
start asking questions, they.
she turned. I remember she turned white as a sheet.
Yep.
Um, and then
It was the Jesus birth. We didn't need no pregnancy. You just
oh, that's how they handled questions like that. They handled questions like that with things like, well, when God thinks it's the right time.
it's the right time.
Well, and then
For all
when
the people at
you're
the
growing up,
trailer
and,
park, they were the right time, huh?
By
and when
the
you're
way,
growing up an only child and wish you had brothers and sisters, and you never
Yeah.
had any, and now you find out you have how many?
So
4, isn't it?
3 sisters
And-
between my birth father and my birth mother, 3 sisters and 2 brothers, one of which is a truck driver.
Yep.
I haven't met him yet, but
He's driving.
he's one of those guys that's had about as many jobs as he has.
By the way, Steve, not to change the subject, you was talking about vacations. Hell, I think I've been on more vacations with Mike than anybody else. We would do working
I told you
vacations.
that's your work wife. Yeah.
Yeah, we would do working we would go do a job, and it's
Okay.
like, well, we're here, we're out of town.
Somewhere.
Screw it, let's take it. We would,
We make jokes, but I often envy their relationship because I mean,
Oh yeah.
being able to go and I'd probably have something like that if I wasn't married, maybe, maybe not. I've always been the type to
I'd be
Alone.
your friend.
chase my
Well,
next.
We're
piece.
planning on something this year. We just haven't got it planned
So
out.
when's the next 4-wheeler excursion so you can watch Mike go, oh, I fell off. I
gonna
can't get
I was
up.
just getting ready to say I don't
And he
think
rolled
that's
him
gonna
down the hill.
I'm sitting on the front porch watching everything go by.
They do make side-by-sides that you won't fall off of, big boy.
Yeah.
We thought we had one.
Yeah, we kind of got screwed on that deal.
Yeah, for a little background, what was it? Year before last or 3 years ago now?
2 years.
2 years
Years
ago.
ago. The two of them went on a.
Well, 10 of us went.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the two of the
The girl that
two of
owes
the
me
people
20
that you
bucks.
see here
Yes.
went on a four-wheeling excursion. I say four-wheeling. There's this huge
Hatfield
field down
McCoy
south.
trail
Yeah, the
system.
Hatfield McCoy, and you should see some of these
It-
dune buggies these people drive. They cost as much as a pickup truck,
They are.
and
Or
they
more.
or
Yeah.
yeah, and some of them carry 6, 8 people
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
and a cooler of beer.
Right down there where Steve's at. Right
Yeah,
over in his
there's a
neck
big
of the
trail
woods.
system that runs through here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So let's just say they didn't. They went off and did this thing, and they didn't exactly come back in one piece.
I did.
Well.
Mike was a little banged up.
The funniest part about it is think of this. He day one he's hurting, but he's not hurting. Day two we load up and we start home. Well, day two he's hurting really bad. Got a fractured rib. So we get over there to 127 and 33 there at Mercer over there, and we go in.
Ohio.
Yeah, we go in the truck stop there and we're getting in to eat there. And we're trying to get Mike out of the truck, and he can't move. He's got to twist his body just enough.
I just put my foot in his butt and pushed him.
He was hurting bad. It got to the point where I said, "Hey, we're going in and eat. You come in, join us." I mean, it took him like 20 minutes, but he finally was able to slide enough around to the side. I think they just started. They just stared serving dinner there because it is frequently open. But he come in and said that once he was up, he was okay. But boy, that just to twist his chest with the broken rib, oh.
Pain was just unbearable.
Well, as we say in the Army, pain reminds you you're still alive.
That is
It was off week the rest of the week.
Yep.
Yeah, it got him pretty good. He decided to roll down the hill with the four-wheeler, not fall off of it. He rolled with it. So
rolled on top of it.
Well, we're rolling up on an hour, guys. Why don't we go ahead and wrap this up?
oh, look at you tying in my
Yeah.
fancy little thing right into.
Oh, hey, one real quick, Bill. Since you said you was adopted,
Like
after-
you
I
gotta be
used
real-
when I was growing up, I'd always look at my mom and say, "Mom, am I adopted?" She goes, "No." I'm like, "Shit."
I mean, honestly, I think I'm pretty sure my dad had this idea that I probably wouldn't want anything. I don't know what he conjured up in his head that made him make the decisions that he did, but he must have worked out that I wouldn't. I don't know. He should have thought better of me, but it is what it is. Anyway, like and subscribe on the YouTube. There is an RSS feed. We're on. Well, by now you know we're on Spotify and iHeartRadio,
Did we get
Pandora.
any email this week?
Oh, you know what? There are
I was
two.
going to ask you earlier.
Yeah, we got an email from Clinton Cox down under.
What did he say? Sorry
He-
about the not sending it in the
well,
right format.
he sent 2 videos, and because of all the what we had going on here, I didn't think to make videos and play them on here. But I think
We'll get
I'll
to
go
it next
ahead.
time.
Yeah, we'll link to them, and then we'll go ahead and play them on the show next.
I can't figure out if you put the shifter in the pocket of the kangaroo or you just leave it on the tail.
I don't think they have shifters. You just
You just ride them as you go.
get on, hold
You
on,
get
hold
your
on
feet
tight.
down in the pocket and hang on. Have to try that. Have to try
Who was
that.
the other one besides him?
I think that's it.
We got some from the Matt show too, but
Oh gosh, we get an
Oh.
email all day long from the
Yep.
Matt show, but yeah. Anyway, go like and subscribe on the YouTube. Hit us up on the website. Go ahead. You can comment directly for each show on the website. Let me know what you think. Let us know what you think. Give us some ideas for topics you want to hear us talk about. Hit us up on the Facebook.
If you got any good vacation stories, send them to us.
Yeah. Let's hear your vacation
Yeah.
stories.
Everybody's got something funny, I'm sure.
Email the show at 3ftpodcast.org. I think that's all I've got. If
And
you guys
just remember, you can go out there and type in 3 Fat Truckers and find us everywhere.
right on. Anyway, if we got nothing else, we'll be back in a fortnight. Until then, everybody have a good and safe week. Much love for you.
And this is where I get to talk now.
Yeah, go ahead and talk now.
Yeah, well, dang it. My brother never did call me to give me my call in, but
Oh, well.
hey, guys, have a good week. We enjoyed you. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful week.
Yeah.
Yes, and thanks for having me on.
Yep, no problem. Anytime.
That's right, Mikey.
And we're out.